He had no name, no cause of death, and every label in his clothing had been removed. But hidden in his pocket was a message that wasn't meant to be found. December 1st, 1948. A man is discovered on Somerton Beach in Adelaide, Australia. Well-dressed, clean-shaven, no signs of violence. Police search his pockets. No wallet, no identification. Just a train ticket and a scrap of paper with 2 words. Tamám Shud. It means ended in Persian. Authorities check fingerprints, dental records, missing person reports. Nothing matches. Every label in his clothing has been cut out. The shirt, the jacket, the trousers. Someone wanted this man to be impossible to identify. And 76 years later, he still is. This isn't just a mystery about an unidentified body. It's a case involving a coded message, erased identity, and Cold War secrets that still haven't been fully explained. This is the investigation into the Somerton Man, the body that didn't exist. November 30th, 1948, evening. Several people see a man lying on Somerton Beach. He's propped against the seawall, legs crossed, head tilted back. They assume he's sleeping. The next morning, beachgoers notice he hasn't moved. Police are called. The man appears to be in his early 40s, about 5 feet 11 inches tall, athletic build. He's wearing a white shirt, tie, brown pullover, and gray-brown coat. No signs of struggle, no visible injuries. In his pockets, an unused rail ticket, a comb, chewing gum, and cigarettes. No wallet, no identification, no hat. In 1948, men didn't go out without hats. The medical examination reveals something strange. His pupils are unusually small. His spleen is enlarged. The pathologist concludes he likely experienced a sudden medical event but cannot determine an exact cause. Here's where the story stops making sense. Every manufacturer's label has been carefully removed, not torn, cut out with precision. His teeth show expensive dental work. No dentist in Australia claims him. Fingerprints are sent across Australia, Britain, and the United States. No match. For 6 months, the body remains unidentified. Then police re-examine his clothing and find something they missed. A tiny pocket sewn inside the waistband, and inside a scrap of paper with 2 printed words. Tamám Shud. The words Tamám Shud come from the final page of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, a collection of Persian poetry. Police issue a public appeal. Does anyone have a copy with the final page missing? Weeks pass. Then a man comes forward. On November 30th, 1948, he found a copy of the Rubaiyat thrown into his unlocked car parked near Somerton Beach. The book matches perfectly, the final page torn out, but this detail was ignored for decades. The book contains something far more mysterious. On the back cover, someone has written 5 lines of letters in pencil. Mergo ababd mit bimpanep maliabo ayak itimp samskab. Below the letters, a phone number. Below that, another line crossed out completely. Police traced the phone number to a nurse named Jessica Thomson, who lived near Somerton Beach. When questioned, she denies knowing the man, but witnesses say when shown his face, she looked shocked, almost fainted, then insisted she'd never seen him. She refuses to say more. The code, despite being examined by military cryptographers and intelligence agencies for over 70 years, it has never been solved. To this day, no one knows if this is a cipher or something even stranger. What happened to the Somerton Man? Theory 1, the spy. In 1948, the Cold War was beginning. Australia was conducting secret weapons testing at Woomera, 300 miles from Adelaide. Soviet intelligence was active. The removed labels, the code, all consistent with intelligence tradecraft. But the flaw? Spies don't die in public. And why leave a coded message? Theory 2, the lost lover. Jessica Thomson had given a copy of the Rubaiyat to a man during World War II. Perhaps the Somerton Man was someone from her past who came to find her. The flaw? If this was personal, why erase your identity? Why the code? Theory 3, the intelligence asset. Maybe he was a courier who knew too much. The code was meant for Jessica. When he delivered it, he became a liability. The flaw, no definitive toxin was found. And why not make the body disappear? Theory 4, the ordinary man. Perhaps he had personal reasons to hide his identity. Debts, legal troubles. He experienced a medical emergency on the beach. The flaw, everything suggests intention. The precision, the hidden pocket. The book. This doesn't feel random. This changes everything we thought we knew. In 2022, DNA analysis identified him as Charles Webb, an electrical engineer born in 1905. But the identification remains disputed. Family members deny it. Even if it is Charles Webb, the mysteries remain. Why remove every label? Why the code? Why die on that beach? Let's examine the evidence that still doesn't make sense. The physical evidence. The autopsy revealed unusually developed calf muscles, consistent with ballet training or professional dancing. His toes showed a specific abnormality, but no dance company in Australia recognized him. His clothing showed signs of recent alteration, as if he'd recently lost weight or was wearing someone else's clothes. The code, military cryptographers tested every known cipher from the 1940s. Nothing worked. Some believe it's a list of initials. Others think it's private shorthand only the intended recipient could understand. The crossed-out line has never been recovered. Jessica Thomson's connection. Jessica maintained until 2007 that she didn't know him. But her daughter later revealed Jessica had told her family she did recognize him, and the truth would never be revealed. Jessica's son, Robin, bore striking resemblance to the Somerton Man. DNA tests showed no conclusive match, but samples were degraded. If this was suicide, why remove every label? If this was murder, why leave the code? If he was a spy, why die in public? The evidence doesn't support any theory completely. For 73 years, the Somerton Man was buried under a headstone reading, "Here lies the unknown man who was found at Somerton Beach." In 2021, authorities granted exhumation. DNA analysis was conducted using genetic genealogy. In 2022, researcher Derek Abbott announced he was Charles Webb, an electrical engineer. But questions remain. Charles Webb had a wife and family. Why did no one report him missing? Why didn't relatives recognize photos published across Australia? Some dispute the identification entirely. And even if it is Charles Webb, the core mysteries remain unsolved. Why was he on Somerton Beach? Why remove every identifying mark? What does the code mean? What was his connection to Jessica? The name doesn't explain the mystery. It only deepens it. 76 years later, we still don't know what happened. We don't know why a man would erase his identity so completely. We don't know why he carried a torn page from a poem meaning ended. We don't know what the code means. We don't know if Jessica Thomson was telling the truth or protecting a secret. What troubled investigators wasn't how he died. It was that no one could explain why. The Somerton Man case changed how Australia handles unidentified remains. It led to better DNA databases and new forensic techniques. But for one man on a beach in 1948, those advances came too late. 76 years later, the labels are still missing. The code is still unbroken, and the man on Somerton Beach still doesn't fully exist. What do you believe happened to the Somerton Man? Spy, lover, or something else? Share your theory in the comments. If vanished identity mysteries fascinate you, watch our investigation into the Isdale woman next, another case where someone erased their existence completely. Subscribe to Vanished Mysteries for cases where the truth remains just out of reach.